There are so many black men that don't want to be free, and they don't want freedom for all. They want to be white. And I have always said, and I'm going to stand by this, and I know this going to cause all types of shit on the internet. The worst thing you could ever do is let a black man through the door first. The worst thing we could ever do is let a black man through the door first. Because if you let a nigga through the door first, he going to close it for all the rest of us. He going to close it for women. He going to close it for gays. He going to close it for the trans. Some, not all, because more of these Negroes are concerned or more concerned with being white than they are freedom and liberation. There is and listen, I'm not knocking it. We don't have the time to delve into it right now. The sick, twisted psychology between black men and white men, with them being our oppressors for so long, and with black men not having any power anywhere else in the world except the streets. So subconsciously, many of us have this unquenchable thirst to compete with the white man, to beat the white man, to be like the white man. But I promise you, you let a nigga through the door first, he'll close it for everybody behind him, because they're more concerned with being white than they are being free. One more time, so nobody misquotes me. If you let a nigga through the door first, he gonna close it for everybody behind him, because they are more concerned with being white, being like the white man, wanting the power of the white man, than they are the freedom for the rest of us. They're gonna get in there and they're going to mimic. If you let a nigga through the door first, they're gonna mimic all of the behaviors and attitudes of the white man in power that they have subconsciously been fighting to be for so long. And I say that with my whole chest. Worst thing we can ever do is let a nigga through the door first.
Here we go again. I made a video recently about, some black people want freedom and some black people want whiteness. So I don't disagree with that some black people want whiteness, right? I don't. Are they black men who are heterosexual men that are sellouts? Absolutely. This is what this video is about. The sellouts we don't talk about. See, people just started talking about in the last few years how blacks from the diasporas are sellouts, how they sell us out. But we rarely talk about the ladies that sell us out and the gay community that sells us out. And here's the thing about people like Funky Dineva. They don't talk about their own because it doesn't count. I'm not going to say because it's looked at in our community as it doesn't count. When he said, if black men get in the door, they're going to close it. That's not true. That's historically not true. But if you let a bunch of women in the door, because usually black men will historically got in the door first, and then they got men and women in there. And the men normally helped men in the beginning, and now generally the men help women. Generally. And do the women help men? No, they don't. When y'all want to count one way, y'all, the ladies wanted Kamala Harris fans. People, they up and down about her, if she's really has black DNA or not, whatever. But you remember when they said if Kamala Harris was Barack Obama, there'd be an uproar because of the white spouse. That's not an issue. The gay community. People don't hold like Don Lemon's foot to the fire. I remember, what is the dude, Milo somethingnopolis, right? Remember, he had a black boyfriend. He was saying some outlandish stuff. But hey, because he was gay, it doesn't count. What's your girl name? Raven Simone. Some days she says she used to say some outlandish stuff. When it comes to that, when the women are sellouts and the gay community are sellouts, y'all don't put y'all on blast. And this is the issue a lot of times, even with black men. If somebody's a sellout, we gonna say it. We gonna say it. It's gonna come up. Do sellouts close the door on black folks? Absolutely. But do people who are quote unquote in the black community, who are quote unquote pro black, do they close the door in the black community? When it's the ladies, they do. They close the door on the black men. When it's the gay community, I ain't never heard of a gay person that hired straight people. And in a general sense. But I've heard a lot of heterosexual men who've hired gay people. Men, women, it wasn't an issue. Hired men that hired women is not an issue. Even in social media, you see that. Even in social media, you see that. It's not. It's not. It's really commonplace. See, the people that you're talking about are usually in your own group. Usually, and that's where sometimes black men have an issue because they say well, when you point a finger, you got three pointing back at you. You get what I'm saying? Like that's the point one finger is three pointing back at me. You never look in your own backyard. Think about that. Think about it. Think about, oh man, who are the black men that such and such that this lady put on? Think about that. Oprah, name the black men. Name them. You get what I'm saying? Like you don't see it. It doesn't happen. They're not like the ladies in the gay community are not a springboard for that generally. But let's get back to this part where the whiteness. Generally, you're gonna see women in our community with the blonde hair thing, and you're gonna see gay guys with the blonde hair thing. Generally, I know, and really the people that made it famous would be Chad Johnson and even and Honey Badger. But outside of that, the change the eye color changes. That's that. The oh, I need me a like. How can I say this? What was the show? Forgot that old when they called into the radio station and they were like, the lady was like, her white, she was uncomfortable with her white husband because they go to dinner tables with their family, with his family, and they just the N word just all the time. And then the host was like, well, you basically that's your problem. You shouldn't have married him, kind of thing. It's that. It's the ladies going out, you know, getting knocked off with their significant other because they want the proximity to whiteness. What was the gay guy that was in Hollywood that was often the gay dudes? Ed Buck. Is it Ed Buck? It's something Buck. Go back to Jeffrey Dahmer. That's going way back though. That was the predatory kind of relationship, and the reason I'm talking about that predatory kind of relationship, a lot of the ladies, and it looks to me the gay community, y'all have a I was about to say subservient, but that's cold blooded. Right after the David thing, I'm not doing it. Y'all don't have a defense mechanism for white folks that are gonna harm you. Y'all don't. Y'all don't do that. And as a matter of fact, white people promote a lot of y'all like that. Think about even in social media, how many black women who are on how can I say this, live syndicated shows, and really the backdrop about that was they were with white men or had a white husband. There was numerous ladies like that, numerous, whether they be married or just Now let me get to the gay community. Part of even a black the LGBTQ whatever rainbow flag, y'all don't address the racism in your own community because we're all supposed to be together. Y'all don't really hang out together like that because of the racism. But that yearn for whiteness you is in your community. It's in your community, and you'll ignore racism for sex and sexuality and the idea of love and let it be love. You ignore it for that. And once again, backing up to this, what should I say? Backing up, pause. Going back to this statement, who has your community open the door for that was heterosexual? Nobody. Nobody. Who has the female community open the door for that was heterosexual and male? Nobody. Y'all don't have both of y'all groups don't have histories of doing that. Both of y'all close the doors if y'all get in the door. The only people that have been really truly inclusive of everybody in the community was black men. Generally, don't have an issue with that, and that goes from uh, uh, um, in private markets to public markets to people getting famous. It's a known thing. So I'm gonna leave it at that, man, because y'all don't talk about those sellouts. And that's why it keeps growing and exacerbating is because let me say this and then I'll end it. What happens is you blame the black men for being sellouts and closing the door, while the black women are being sellouts and opening the door for other black women who are sellouts who are closing the door on men. And then the gay community, y'all do the same thing. That goes that that's part of with both communities that the HR stereotype that they got rid of HR. But now I'll end. So catch y'all on the next one. Peace.